Hey guys, welcome back. Today I received an interesting question about what is the difference between delusional and perseverance? How do you know when you need more perseverance? Or are you just being delusional? But first, I want to explain what's going on in the background. Alongside my personal work and my commission work, I'm also working my way through an art camp. By necessity, I can only go so fast with this, but in any case, I'm doing compositional studies in the background. Most of these studies are of master paintings, paintings that have stood the test of time, and some of these paintings are from more recent painters that just had something I really, really liked and felt like I could learn from. The goal of this exercise is to keep the overall number of colors to a minimum and to just really focus in on the overall composition to understand why they put everything where they did and how that pulls your eye around the page and things like that. I'm also using Rebel. I'm doing my very best to learn it. I'm experimenting with different brushes and textures and stuff, and I'm having a blast with it. Okay, let's get back to the question at hand. You don't want to be delusional, but you do want perseverance. How do you make sure you have the latter, but not the former? In a way, this also relates to the idea of imposter syndrome, where you're actually delusional that you're not good enough, but you really are because people are buying your work and they consider you a professional. But let's take a step back and let's define some of these terms first to make sure we're all on the same page. So, delusional. This is where you have false or unrealistic expectations or beliefs, or you maintain false beliefs even when confronted with facts. Perseverance is where you have steady persistence in a course of action or purpose, etc., despite any potential difficulties or obstacles or discouragement. Hopefully, you can already see the problem here. If you're an artist, you could think that you can be a professional, or maybe you think you already are a professional, and that could just be a delusion. On the other hand, you could be an artist who's facing some discouragement, maybe some bad critiques or self doubt, but you actually can become a professional. You just need to keep pushing to persevere. Somehow, you have to navigate this path without falling into the side of delusion where you think you're just way better than you actually are. So here's a few thoughts. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm just an artist that loves self-improvement. I like to help other people. I want to see everyone succeed. And I like to study things about self-improvement, and I also take what lessons I can from the Bible. So the first thing I want to discuss about this topic is risk. Okay, what happens if you're delusional about your art goal or your other dream, whatever that dream is? Well, you might fail. There's another way you can fail, though. What if you didn't do anything at all? You're guaranteed to fail, right? At least if you're delusional, even if you're delusional and you're trying to do it, you are trying to do it. At least you're doing something, and you might actually have a chance to do it, maybe. If you don't do anything at all, you guarantee failure. So, with this in mind, I think it's better to try than not to try. Okay, what's the potential payoff? The risk is you're delusional and you don't make it, but you hopefully enjoyed the process. But what's the potential payoff? Well, if you're chasing something that you truly love, you will have spent your life chasing something enjoyable. Even if you fail at the ultimate end goal, you still spent your life chasing something that was worth pursuing, and hopefully you had fun doing it. That's pretty good. And it's better than choosing to do nothing and guarantee your failure, isn't it? And in the best case scenario, then you will succeed. Best case, you succeed. Perhaps you'll succeed even more than you thought possible. Perhaps you succeed so well that you shake the foundations of the world itself. But if you don't try, you guarantee failure. And if you're worried about can you actually succeed, if you're worried about that, well, Nothing in life is guaranteed, and few things in life come without adversity. I know every once in a while you'll hear an artist where everything just kind of worked out, like, oh yeah, I didn't think I'd make it, but then they had a spot open and they bring me in, and everything just kind of lines up perfect. But that seems to be pretty rare, at least to me. I don't hear those kind of stories very often. Usually it's, yeah, I had to work really hard. I was told I wasn't going to make it in college. I was told I was going to be a starving artist. I was told this or that, and I had to overcome. I had to prove them wrong. There's almost always adversity that you have to overcome. And this is where it's important to make sure you're choosing to pursue something that you actually love. This will help when the adversity comes. You'll be able to push ahead more easily. You'll be able to find ways around or through an obstacle to get to the other side. You'll be able to persevere. Now, I've run into the opposite side of this where I was not chasing the right thing. When I started my business, it was more website design and a little bit of graphic design. And I got the business to a point where I would have to start hiring people out. I would have to start off with freelancers and kind of give them enough work for partial days and things, and then work them up to full time, and then eventually have more people, and eventually maybe hire a manager and so on. Like, I was at a point where I needed to start hiring people, and I realized I didn't want to go through that kind of struggle and adversity and so on, because it wasn't what I really wanted to do. I didn't want to do graphic design, and I did not want to do websites. I just want to make cool stories and cool artwork, and I'd rather make videos. I'd rather help other artists become better. So I was going down the wrong path. I was going down website and graphic design when I should have been making up my own stories, drawing my own artwork, maybe doing commissions as well, and also trying to help out other artists. That's what I should have been doing. So I realized that, and I had to stop and change. So I did not have the passion and the drive to persevere on that goal that I had no real strong desire in. So pick something that you like. It'll help. Now, the interesting thing about perseverance is that you have to believe that you can achieve and overcome the obstacles in your way, that you can actually do it. But you also have this belief if you're delusional. It might feel like you're walking a razor's edge. It might remind you of a famous saying that there's a fine line between insanity and genius. And so it is with delusion and perseverance. You walk a narrow path, but it's a path worth taking. Anything else is a guarantee to failure. We are meant to strive and to overcome and to be the best that we can possibly be. Despite our failures, despite when we stumble, we get back up and we keep going. Personally, I feel that any little thing I can do to stack the odds just a little bit more in my favor helps, even if it's the tiniest little thing. I like to focus on what I can control, and anything that I cannot control, I have to give that to God, because that's outside of my control, and so I don't worry about it. I don't focus on that. And so what are the things that you can control that will give you a better chance, even if it's only a little bit? One, you can be optimistic. You persevere despite the risk of being delusional. Two, you realize that there will be obstacles, there will be challenges that you must overcome. The world does not owe you anything. It is on you to put in the effort to achieve. Three, you have to believe that you can, despite the risk of being delusional. Four, pick something you really care about, as this will help you persevere. Five, stay humble. Be honest with yourself. That way you can accurately identify what you need to work on. Persevere despite the obstacles. When you have a failure, find what you did. Find out what you can do better next time, and keep going. Six, make your goal a habit. Do it all the time and enjoy the process. Seven, do not tie your self-worth to your work. Eight, learn from your elders. which I would say is anyone farther along this journey than you are. 9, work hard and smart, and again, enjoy the process. 10, trust that regardless of where you end up, it'll be better than if you did nothing. 11, control what you can and leave the rest to God. Some of those are easier said than done. But if you can do it, you're stacking the odds in your favor just a little bit. But the truth is, there is no guarantee of success. We all have an equal opportunity to make the attempt, but we all stand at the base of the mountain, and not all make it to the top. You cannot force everyone to make it to the top, but you can choose to climb. That's within your control, so focus on that, and keep the faith that you can reach the top. And remember to help others along the way. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Please share this with someone who needs to hear this message. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Did I miss anything? Have you struggled with navigating the path between delusion and perseverance? Please comment below. We also have a small but growing community in Discord. See the link in the description below. And with that, take care and God bless.